Good morning, it's your Crazy Old Coot here. And I promised you guys a video review on a monitor. Well, unfortunately, that is not quite ready yet. I'm working on it, okay? But I do have a review for you. And it's a little more than just a review. It's also how to swap parts from an old case to a brand new case. That's right, my Christmas present. It came in a huge box. It is the Thor version 2. Rosewill Thor 2. Full-size case. Comes with this nice little user's manual. Okay? So, there it is. And so let's get on with actually doing it. Okay? Here I am. This is my old HP case with all this stuff here. I'm going to take out with the able assistance of Pixie Girl and put it in my brand new Rosewill Thor 2 case. Ta-da! Okay, so we're gonna do this a little bit at a time, and I can't obviously film and do this at the same time, so we'll kind of do it in segments. Okay, a little bit difference here is the power supply is a top mounted here, where in the Thor it is a bottom mounted, and it's got nice standoff, so I'm not too worried about dust. And it looks like it's got a nice little dust filter too. Okay, I don't know if you saw that. See, that pops right out. That's the filter for the thing, and you see I've already got cat hairs on it, and I haven't even started it. Okay, so we'll take this one step at a time. So after a little bit of minor struggle, I got the power supply out of this case, and I placed it in here. While we're here, we'll do see, now here we got all this cabling, and that's gonna look ugly. You can't have ugly cabling, so right down in here there's a hole, and we're gonna stuff all that stuff in the hole. Okay, so here we are with the power supply fully installed, nice and solid. The cables go down through this hole, and then we can pop them up where we need them through all these different access points. Now these rubber things pop right in and out, so if you don't like the rubber and just want the plain metal, you can. Okay, and here we have the bays for hard drives, and the bays for your DVD drives, CD drives, or whatever. And here is the fan. That's the front fan right here. And then we got the big top fan. And then we got a littler, and I say this in respect to the other fans, because this fan is bigger than the fan on my HP, my only fan on the HP. And if that wasn't enough, you have the fan on the side, and the soda bottle is there for reference. That's a 20 ounce, and that's the fan that's on the side panel. Okay, so we got the power supply in. Now we'll do some more. So I've installed my 2 DVD burners, and you may wonder, why, Ray, do you have 2 DVD burners? The simple code is I spent a lot of time in Europe for a while, and I have a lot of Europe DVDs. So one of these DVDs, the bottom one, is set for European code, and the top one is set for American code. So I can watch either European or American DVDs. And these work pretty slick. Here's the thing, and they just push in and slide forward to lock in place. This one I am using. Now my son said, you know, Ray, why aren't you using the top one? Well, all these wires come out, and I didn't want to mess with that. So there we go. So those are all put in. There's the back side. Slicker than stuff. To take this out, this piece here on the right just slides off. You can lift this, pull this, lift that. That comes off, and then there's a piece in here that you wiggle and break off. Right here, that you just wiggle this till it breaks off, and then you slide those in, and then, like I said, you lock them in place. There's no screws needed. Okay, I got the motherboard standoffs in place, and I got the mask here in place. Now I'm going to have to take 1 star off, or a half a star off, because those standoffs were hard to put in. But then again, I was using a Leatherman instead of a nut driver. If you had a nut driver, they'd probably go in fairly easy. So just a note. Okay, so now the hard drive is installed. I mean, not the hard drive, the motherboard. And she lines up good. Everything lines up good so far. It's been pretty much perfect. Okay, now we got the hard drives. Now we already mounted these hard drives. Now this is a 3.5 drive. This is my archive drive. It's a 500 gigabyte hard drive, and it's an old standard 5400, so it will last 20 years instead of 5. So these just slide in here and clip in place. Now my SSD mounts also, and they all mount here like this, and so you don't need an adapter. You can use the thing, and then that just slides in. Bingo, and they're all lined in. So now comes the fun part. Everything's in place. Now we got to run the wires. Okay, so here's the back side where, now this is for cable management. You can run all your wires through the back, like here. And you run this one in here, so it's nice and neat. And then you flip it over. And plug it in place. And now you don't have all these ugly wires flipping through here, and it also keeps your air circulation nice and clean. So I got power to everything. My power from my video card, power from my DVDs, power from my SSD and my HD. The only thing I'm disappointed about was my 4-pin for my motherboard. I couldn't run it underneath it. I suppose I might have been able to pop it up and down there. It's going to come around. Let me try that. Yeah, that fits. Still got to go all the way around across the motherboard, but there's no better way. So there, all the power is set up. Everything is looking nice and neat. Now I got to deal with this stuff. The attaching the peripherals, you know, the USB ports and the fan controls and stuff like that. Alright, so here it is, all ready to smoke test. We figured out how to put the fans on, and direction wise this was a little bit different, but we figured it out. So that's this side. Now you can remember the old case, the beginning I showed you that, how bad that was. And this is the back side, which is where you hide all your wires. Okay. Okay, so let's get the covers on. Smoke test time. Okay. So let's turn the power supply on in the back. So far, so good. Okay, now where's the on switch here? Oh, it's probably that big black one here, huh? Okay, let's see what happens. Cross your fingers. Oh, lights come on, those come on. Oh, we have LEDs on the front here. Oh, the computer is booting up. Where's the hard drive? Oh. Oh, wow. That's the whole hard drive light. Both on both sides here. Oh, she booted up. All right. So, that's putting this case together. Bottom line here is don't like the neural nuts that they used. They're not that great. I kind of wish they had a cover for here, you know, to cover up the hard drives, the DVD drives when you're not using them. But no, so far so good. And let's see here. Yeah, USB ports are working, at least the ones in the back. Well, they should, because they're done here. I haven't checked the ones in the front, but we'll do that. I don't think I need to do it. You just plug it in and see if it works. They should. And I'll have to think about this. And like I said, I'd like to use it for a little bit before I make my final conclusions. Final thoughts here. Case, engineering-wise, I like the case. The hard drive setups is great. The DVD setups are great. The fans are great. You got 3 230 millimeter fans and one 140 millimeter fan, and that's not counting your fan on your power supply. So plenty of cooling. Engineering-wise, it's very well engineered. Build-wise, it's built good. Okay, I had problems with the thumb screws in the back. They don't, one side, this side panel, they don't go in, they go in tight. I like everything should be well machined, and you should just slip it right in. That's one of my hang-ups. And I had trouble just hand tightening, you know, the screws. The other issue is the fan controllers. They're labeled B and A, which is strange to begin with, instead of A and B. And there's no marker on the dial that shows you where you are from off to full. I had to draw a little marker on it so I could know where it is. And the other issue is there were no real good directions on how to hook up the fan controllers. And I never had a case with a fan controller before, so it was all new to me. And I had to go, and there was no directions, so I had to go to the internet. And luckily I found, other people who had the same issue. And basically there's two cables. One has each cable has three connectors. One is labeled A1, A2, and A3. The other one is labeled B1, B2, and B3. So each of these can control 3 fans. Now, they only have to control 2, or you can wire them up the way you want. the on the internet they said you want to run your front fan and your side fan on the B, and your top fan and your back fan on A for flow control, and that works because these are input fans and the other ones are output fans, and you can control the speeds, and it does work because this LED can act like a strobe, and you can watch it as you can actually freeze the fans in place, so it's a little cool. But so come on, one piece of paper showing how a block wiring diagram on how to wire this up would have saved a whole lot of grief. So overall, I can't complain. Everything runs cool. I can actually have covers on. On my other one, I always kept one cover off because I only had that little tiny fan. So I'm happy with it. The price is around $130 plus or minus, depending on where you shop. And overall, I mean, I always check reviews, and I like to see above 80% when you add the 4 and 5 stars together. And on both Amazon and Newegg, this was well above that. It was like close to 90%, which is very good. Some people had problems with lining up the like your graphics card and your wireless cards. They had trouble putting them in where either the motherboard wasn't set right or it was a little left right. I didn't have any of those problems. Everything lined it up perfectly. It's a little hard to get because they get knurl nuts in the back, and they're a little hard to get in because at least on my video card, because my video card was taller than it was strange because the video card's up a little bit from where the thing is, so it was hard to, had a little bit tight space. But overall, so far, I'm happy with it. I would recommend it. This is a Rosewill Thor version 2 or V2. For the price, you can't complain. That's another thing I like to talk to you. When I say things are good, I mean things are good at the price I pay. Okay? I'm not comparing this to a $300 or $400 case. I'm comparing it with, I have a budget, and I want to buy the best thing I can in my budget, and this made the case. And I'm very happy so far. And so this is your Crazy Old Coot wishing you a good evening.